Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. A number of you guys out there have been asking for an update on the season 3 and 4 insert dash, the screen used one. We picked it up back in 2020. Well, we picked most of it up. Some parts of it we've had for a decade, over a decade. But thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on it, kind of pull it out, take a look at it and see where we're at. And there might be an opportunity electronics wise where maybe between us we can kind of form a plan. I'll tell you a little bit about exactly what I want to do, what I want this to be end state whenever it's all done. And maybe there's some of you out there, electronics expertise, electronics experts with electronics expertise, that's what I was trying to say, that could maybe lend a hand. I don't know, we'll see. So today let's give you an update on the season 3 and 4 screen used insert dash. All right, before we get started, a couple things, little housekeeping things. One, a few videos ago, I did a video on license plates of the cars, and we offered these screen accurate night plates. This was custom made. I had this custom made to match exactly. I took one of my screen use season 2 license plates, scanned it, and had it recreated exactly. We had these for sale. They sold out in like record time. So I know a number of you guys have reached out to me wanting a plate. It'll be a few weeks, and whenever they get back in, I'll put a little plug here on one of the videos, or you can keep an eye out on knightriderhistorians.com. We had an amazing turnout. You guys are awesome. Thank you. We have another order of these night plates coming. And then we have 2 new screen accurate Knight Rider plates coming. I'm not going to reveal what they are. You probably know at least one of them. The other one I bet you don't know. So more plates are coming. And put it down in the comments below. I was actually thinking about making a couple non-Knight Rider screen accurate plates, because all of the license plates that are out there for Knight Rider, and really for a lot of shows, they're not exact to what you saw on those respective TV shows, like the A-Team, the Fall Guy, you know, stuff like that. They're similar, but we can make them exact. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Maybe we'll do some A-Team license plates modeled exactly the exact colors of blue and yellow, the exact fonts, the exact size, everything. Make it exact just like this night plate is. So if you're interested in that, comments down below. But a couple more weeks, we'll have this plate back in stock and 2 more. And if that's not enough, you guys may remember many years ago, I offered the emergency schematic blueprint. This was a very limited run about 5 years ago, and I've had a number of people ask me in their intervening years, where do I get one? They're getting hard to come by. So I am in the process of making a new batch of emergency schematic blueprints. So keep your eye out on knightriderhistorians.com for these as well. This is pretty awesome. This is the only one I have. This is back from the first run, and actually it's not even complete. This one is just the binder, and it just has, you know, some of the various pages in it, but they're not bound. I need to put it all together. I meant to keep one for myself, but yeah, we're gonna offer these again soon, so hang in there. All right, so now that I've said all that, let's go ahead and dig out the season 3 and 4 insert dash. Now, for those of you who don't know what the insert dash is, let me catch you up 20 seconds. Insert dash was anytime you saw a KITT, or most of the time you saw KITT talking on the show, or you saw close-ups of the speedometer, the tachometer, the power button, whatever. It was on the insert dash. It wasn't actually in a car. It sat on a sound stage, literally on some sawhorses. And there was a bundle of wires off to the side, and the operator could control each one of the values on like the LED bar graphs or the digits, could control them individually to make KITT speed up, slow down, error out, you know, the blinks and everything. So that's what the insert dash is. We were fortunate enough to be able to recover 80% of the dash. There's some pieces missing. Let's go ahead and uncover it and I'll show you. All right. So it's been well protected, but it has it been 3 years since we've done anything with this? So there it is. Let me bring you in a little closer so you can see. So obviously the semi has kind of caused this project to be put in the on the back burner. But you can see here we've got the left original bank of pods. So we'll review these again. This is the actual turbo boost button. Whenever you see in season 3 and 4, you see a close-up of Michael hitting turbo boost. This is the button. Anytime I have fans of the show over here and I show them this, I always invite them, press the turbo boost button. And you know, it's interesting because these buttons definitely have some wear to them, but some of them, let me see if you can hear this. See, some of them have a click. The turbo boost does not, because I think it was pressed a billion times. Because remember, this dash was on display at Universal on their theme park many years after the show ended. So what are people going to press? What are the fans going to press? They're going to hit the turbo boost button. This bank is still missing, still MIA. If you happen to be watching this video and have the other bank, shoot me an email. Love to talk to you. You can see it says dash part here in pencil. The dash, if you guys aren't familiar, we did a series of videos back in the day. The dash was in, the fiberglass was in terrible shape. We had to rebuild the back lip. It was all warped. I had to unwarp it. Did a ton of work. Really happy, really happy with how that part of it turned out. This is the original TV frame. Not the original TV, but the exact same model of TV that was in the insert dash. And then these panels here, actually these panels and this frame, I have had in my possession since, 2008, 2009. They were on an eBay auction. And so I was fortunate enough to be able to win those, and I just kind of had them all these years, and then had the opportunity to get the insert dash and reunite these pieces that were separated for a long time. So you can see here there's wear to the panels. The film on the front has shrunk, which is, you know, normal. And the gels that they had covering the LEDs, you know, these were originally red, these gels. And then you've got the green, but they've faded over the years. Same with these, you know, obviously Pursuit, Power, those should be red. You can still see some of the green, that should be yellow, but they're all just faded. The voice box is original as well. Everything about the voice box is original except for the red lens. But the electronics behind it, the normal auto pursuit, these lights, all the original ones from when it was on the set. And same with the countdown at the top, that is all original as well. I did do some work. You know, the voice box does work. The lights, the countdown lights do work. They just light up. They don't actually count down yet. These two panels here, whenever the car was placed on display at the studio, These two panels, they hacked up all of the wiring and removed all the functionality and just made them so they just kind of static, they just light up, which is unfortunate. And then the bank over here, these, if I remember right, these do light up. So somewhere under here, and like I said, I haven't touched this in a while. There is some, I am going to have to take all these electronics out and do some repair work around the voice box, and that's my stupid fault because this pod is incredibly heavy. Whenever I recovered this dash, the pod and the dash had been sawn apart, so I had to put them all back together. And this pod actually has rebar in it, a thick rebar running across here, which makes it really heavy, but it also makes it very sturdy. They didn't want these arms breaking off whenever the visitors at the studio would get in, so they put rebar in here, which is fine, except it makes this part really heavy. And what I failed to remember is, like, once I got this all painted and assembled and it all looked perfect, I turned it upside down, and the weight of this on here actually ended up doing some minor stress cracks around here. So I've got to do some work. I'm going to do a little bit more work reinforcing the back, and I'm going to fix all this, and then it will not be turned upside down again, because that caused all these problems. So we've got that, and the dash is actually extremely heavy, because beyond that, we also have the monitor in here. So I'm trying to remember. It's been a long, long time since I've done anything with this, but I believe, yeah, these are the, I'm just looking at my notes here. So that's the ground, normal auto pursuit. Let's see here. So that's, oh, that's for the bank, the side bank. Let's see if we can light up. Let's just start with this. So I'm going to bring this back down carefully. And let's see if I can bring you in just a hair closer. And we're going to focus on the normal auto pursuit. So let me get my power supply ready. And we're going to adjust it for 5 volts. Because that's all this dash requires. 5 volts. So, plus 5 volts here. Let me just touch this real quick. Yes. Yes. All right. We're in business. And I know some of you guys have seen this stuff before, but it's fun for me to revisit this after a couple years. So, we've got normal. And then we've got auto. So there's auto. And then pursuit. So those all still work, which is awesome. I think I had to do a little bit of repairs on the connections, but those are the original LEDs, and you can see here the labels are worn, but they're original, so we're not going to necessarily mess with any of them. Normal, pursuit, and auto. Isn't that cool? I love it. All right, so we got that. Let's see if I can get the countdowns to light up. I believe I gotta figure out, I thought I had these labeled a little bit better. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, so let's just see what we can do here with the countdowns. This might be, I need to relabel this. Let's just see if this lights up. No. I have those backwards. Yeah. So that's got to be this. There we go. So we've got a main power, and then there's 4 connections, and each one is to ground. So if I do that, you can see here we've got, oh, half the power lit. Looks like we might have to do some work on that. And then there's fuel on, min RPM, igniters. This is so cool. Absolutely, it's so cool. Just to be able to bring it back to life again after all these years. So then, somewhere, trying to remember what I need to do to light up the countdown, the banks on the sides of the voice box. So, we've got a ground here. I might not be able to light those ones up just right now. I have in a past video lit those up. But one of the reasons, I mean, there's multiple reasons, mainly because I just have, too many projects. But one of the reasons that this hasn't moved forward anymore is because I am certainly not amazing or an expert with electronics. And to do what I want to do with this dash, I need to be more proficient or find someone that's more proficient. My end goal with this, and by the way, we mentioned this one's missing. We're also missing the speedometer and the original speedometer and compass. So if, someday we're either going to find these original pieces, or what's most likely going to happen in the meantime is recreate them. And then maybe one day we'll find the originals and we'll swap them out. But my end goal with this dash, I want to build a buck, or not a buck, like a, what would you call it? So on the set, I told you that this was on a soundstage, but it was more than just the dash. There was a lower console. There was a seat. There were the pedals down below that they, the lighted gas pedal, all that they had kind of together for close-up shots. At least I think. It looks like they did based on what we can see. I don't think the pieces, like the lower console, was necessarily separate from it all. But anyways, what I want to do is I want to recreate the whole insert setup. So picture a almost like a dolly, like a cart with wheels on it, with a PMD seat, and then you have the center console. And by the way, we own the insert lower console shell as well, so that would be incorporated into this as well. Put the seat in there, put the lower console in. The season 3 and 4 lower console was actually just mounted on wood with the shifter, so we want to recreate all that. Put the dash in there as well, and then basically return all of the functionality to this dash that it had on the show. So that means taking the original panels and rewiring them back to what they were. So picture like a bundle of cables running, off maybe behind this cart. Maybe there'll be a station behind this cart with controls, with knobs and switches. And you'll have knobs like for your tachometer that runs the tach up. Another knob for the digit on the tachometer where you can run it up, run it down, freeze it, things like that. Turn lights on, turn lights off, different things like that. The compass, make the up arrow go and then the bar graph, go like that. just different things like that. I want to be able to have this function just as it did. But to do that, that's going to require more electronics expertise than I necessarily have. So I'm certainly interested if you're out there and you're good with electronics. Honestly, the stuff I'm talking about, if you're an electronics expert, it's probably super simple to you, right? It's just potentiometers and resistors and wires, and I mean, it probably wouldn't be that difficult. So, you know, my initial thought is if you have some expertise in this area, shoot me an email, knightriderhistorians@gmail.com. Certainly would love to talk with you. Like I said, we have the voice box covered. It works great. We would need the circuit for the countdown where it goes, you know, these top 4 and then these 5 like this. Again, whenever this was converted for display use, they removed all of that and just hardwired everything, so when power is applied, it just all lights up. So we want to take it back to what it was without obviously touching the visual of it, right? Just rewire it. All of the LEDs have been tested on all these. They all, if I remember correctly, it's been a number of years, but they all are fine. The LEDs are fine. They just need rewired. So if you have some expertise here, let's chat. Let's see if maybe it starts with, I send you a recreated compass, and it gets rewired with a bundle of wires coming off the back and a little control board on the other end, and then we install that. Then we do that. I don't know what this looks like, but I think if we want to get this project done, I'm going to need the motivation. I'm going to need some electronics help, absolutely, for sure. So there you go. That's where we're at with that. Yeah, that's not an original voice box. All kinds of fun stuff. So, all right. Insert Dash, Season 3 and 4. There you go. That's the update, or lack of updates on it. But at least you got to see some pretty lights light up, and kind of got to see why it's just been sitting. But maybe with your help, we can get it going again. All right, guys. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. As always appreciate it. And, you know, talk to you next time.
Hello, friends. It's me, KITT. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.